I'm Nikki.
I'm Nick.
And together we're Nikki Nick.
I had a cough. It went away.
You good?
I think so.
Today we're going to be reacting to The Odd One's Out. So a little bit of an older one, but that's okay because we really like watching his stuff. It's going to be my poetry teacher. I don't...
Just looking at the picture when it's starting out.
It's like him and bugs.
Is it a woodpecker?
Geckhawk and Harry. What a weird name next to Harry and Jeff.
Look at how much money they got.
420, 69, and 514. Come on, Jeff. My name's Jeff. Oh.
You still didn't even get it.
I didn't even pick it up. I didn't even pick up on the innuendos there. Sorry, you guys. Anyway.
She's so innocent.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah. Just something like that. But anyway, so I'm excited to jump in. Of course, The Odd One's Out always has topics that are on point and totally relate to... Although I've never been in a poetry class.
Oh yeah, I'm still pushing for hashtag Odd Ones Out TV show. Put that in the comments. I really want that to be a thing. I'm serious.
Yes.
Somebody hire him, but we might need to tone it down if it's on a Nickelodeon or something. So Adult Swim, pick him up.
Adult Swim. That sounds great.
Maybe.
Kind of. I don't think he's like Adult Swim level of...
Comedy Central, pick him up. There we go.
Central? Okay.
All right. You don't like Comedy Central?
I didn't say that. I just, okay, that's fine.
Or Fox. You can go with Family Guy and all them.
Fox? Is that where Family Guy's on?
TBS. Very funny.
Is that it?
Dude, Family Guy's on every single network.
Oh, okay. I'm not even sure.
No, not Nickelodeon or Disney, I promise.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
I'll take school facts for 800, Alex. This is the most useless class that a person could take in school.
Is it poetry?
Oh man.
All of them?
What is poetry? I'm sorry, Jeff.
Was that an actual class
is
when
all
we
of
were...
them. They're all useless.
Oh.
In my first video, I didn't have enough time to say
I
this,
was
but
right.
I hate it when people are cool with their teachers. I understand that some teachers are more laid back than others, and sometimes they'll ask the class, so how was everyone's weekend? Then if you want to talk about something or have important news, then you can share it. My dog died. Haha, yeah, they do that. But there's a line and you shouldn't cross it. Don't talk to your teacher just to talk to them during class. I don't know how much of a problem this is in other places of the world, but sometimes there would be kids in my class that would say, "Hey Susan, how was your daughter's dance recital? Did you remember all the moves? I saw the video you posted on Facebook. It looked like she was having a fun time." Stop it! Stop it! Maybe I wouldn't have been a good teacher. Before I tell you about my poetry teacher, I need to tell you about the preparatory school I went to so you can better understand where I'm coming from. So I went to a preparatory school in 9th grade, and first off, what is a preparatory school? Google says it's a private school that prepares students for college. Now hearing that definition, you might think, wait, don't all schools prepare students for college? Isn't that a school's job? And you might think that a preparatory school is more fancy and made out of marble and all the kids come from rich families. No. What it means is that the schools get little government funding and parents have to pay for desks and the teacher's salary. I know different private schools will vary depending on how rich the parents are. I'm sure that school made out of marble exists somewhere, but the preparatory school I went to was relatively
Everybody's like
worse
slipping on the
than
marble.
Right. School. The school I went to didn't even have desks. They had fold-up tables and the chairs were fold-up too. How did they... Oh. Well, now I know where all the budget went. The main difference between a public school
and a prep
school
for the
is that
chair?
a prep school is smaller and there's a uniform and there's lockers. So why did my twin sister and I attend a preparatory school? Because twins have superpowers and we need to go to a special school to enhance our abilities. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That'd be cool though. We went because when we were starting our freshman year, our older brother was a senior and he was already attending this preparatory school.
Oh, I didn't know you had an older brother.
Didn't want to drive to 2 high schools to pick us up.
Miles away, and he's like,
you can't just mess with the car.
His sister's like, oh, he's drunk again.
High school.
She can sense it.
Thought we'd get bullied or something. Boy, I feel like picking on someone today. Yeah, sure, we can go to a prep school. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Well, the carpool we had made it so we would arrive at the school super early before everyone else, and we'd be picked up from the school super late. And also, because it was a prep school, they gave out a stupid amount of homework. I remember breaking up the homework into pieces, like, okay, I can do the geometry while I'm waiting for school to start, the biology homework I can do during geometry class, and I have choir after lunch so I can do Look at me being responsible. I have a little sister who just finished her freshman year.
How many siblings does he have?
She thinks it was so hard. Oh, You thought your 9th grade was hard? Try doing twice the amount of homework and wear the same pants every day. So now the only question remaining is...
I didn't
why
wash
did
my
my
gym
older
clothes.
brother go to a prep school in the first place?
What?
Why did you go to a prep school in the first place?
Uh-oh, battery dying.
Just decided to. Just felt like I should.
okay.
My mom reads my scripts, and she told me that he went to a prep school because one of his friends said that there were cute girls at the school, so he decided to stay there for 4 years. Okay, now let's talk about my poetry teacher. I'll call him Mr. Poe, because that's short for poetry. Poetry wasn't even an elective class. Every freshman was required to take it, and surprisingly, poetry was only the second most useless class you took at the school. The sophomores took a class on Latin, you know, that dead language that no one speaks. So Mr. Poe, I don't want to judge
Yeah,
him
Latin's
too
not
hard.
100%
I don't know
dead,
how
is
he's,
it?
like outside of school, but just
I think
picking
it's
up
Pig
the vibes
Latin.
I got from him as a 14-year-old, I think it was depressed. I mean,
Aw.
to be fair,
That was
anyone
actually
who
scary
likes
close up.
poetry probably has something wrong in their head. But Mr. Poe just seemed sad
Raven.
all the time. Every single day he would start the class by saying, "It's the best day ever." Which, if you think about it, saying that every day only means that the days are going to get better and better, which is sort of poetic. But I think Mr. Poe was lying to himself. Also, Mr. Poe really
getting
liked
so dark.
anacondas. I mean, snakes. He really likes snakes. He would go off on tangents talking about snakes. Royal pythons, also called American ball python, got their name because they turn into a ball when they get nervous. Also, did you know that snakes have
What?
two... Never mind. Sometimes in class
Oh.
we'd be analyzing poetry,
What?
and Mr. Poe told us that every single word in a poem was important. The poet didn't have to
Hey!
use one word,
SpongeBob!
but they did. What did
That's
they
what it makes me
mean?
think of.
Sometimes we would spend days analyzing a single poem, taking notes
Don't
and
die,
talking
camera.
about what we thought the poet meant. One time a poem we were reading had someone talking, so there were quotation marks at the start of the sentence, but there weren't quotation marks at the end. The poet forgot to put end quotes. I remember noticing it and thinking, aha! A clue! Mr. Poe, I just made a breaking
Mr. Poe,
discovery.
I just love
There's
that.
no end quotes here, meaning that the whole rest of this poem is told by this character. And Mr. Poe said, oh no, that's just a typo. Well, frickin', why am I perfectly nitpicking this piece when the poet purposely put poor punctuation in his poems? Pterodactyl! This is going to sound off topic. Do you guys know what lateral thinking puzzles are? Lateral
Yes,
thinking
I love
puzzles
those,
are
actually.
Sort of like riddles, but more stupid.
Or
You're
like,
given
this
a
person's
strange
doing this,
situation
and they're
with
wearing
no
this and that.
information, and you have to
It's
ask
like
the
little
person
boxes.
who told you the puzzle yes or no questions to get the answer. My favorite lateral thinking puzzle is this because it's so stupid. A man goes into a restaurant, orders albatross, eats one bite, and then jumps off a bridge. Why? Now, normally, if we were playing legitly, you would ask me yes or no questions like, was the man in a relationship? And I would answer them saying, well, not anymore. The explanation is this. I'm not going to read it out because it's super long and complicated, but...
The man
you
made
can read it if you
about-
want. Well, Mr. Poe
That was
also
so quick.
liked to
Wasn't
tell
enough
his
time.
lateral thinking puzzles, but his solutions were more dumber. One of the puzzles he told the class was, you're trapped in a restaurant, how do you get out?
Don't
I can
you
think of, like,
die.
5 solutions right off the top of my head. Okay, through the door,
Camera.
through a window, use a crowbar.
There's glass.
Probably a sharp knife to cut through a wall, or you can dig a hole under everything with a spoon. But it was actually none of those answers. So, how do you get out of a restaurant you're trapped in? You get an education. Okay, let me explain. You're trapped in a restaurant because you're a waiter. That's your job. And to get out of the restaurant, you need to get a good education so you can get a better job. Kind of like how I was able to quit my job in the food industry by getting an education. It's funny because he dropped out of college. So the class got the answer to that riddle, but Mr. Poe told us another riddle and we never figured that one out. And that riddle is, anyone can dig a ditch, but it takes a real man to blank. Given that the answer to the first riddle was
I'm so
education, the answer to this
confused.
could be anything. I really wanted to know the answer to this riddle, so I googled it hoping that Mr. Poe just stole it from the internet, and I
Did he?
found this song, anyone can dig a hole close enough to a ditch, but it takes a real man to call it home. Which sounds poetic enough. Let's see if the song gives us any more clues. Mr. Poe, I didn't know you were into this sort of stuff, so I wish I could give you the answer,
So what
but
kind of-
I don't have one. Feel free to guess what you think the answer is and give your reasoning in the comments. That'll be fun to
Ooh.
read. But I will say the answer that I did come up with that I think
Don't die,
makes the
camera.
most sense. Anyone can dig a ditch, but it takes a real man to hide the body. Poetry was dumb, but at least
That
I
got so
learned
dark so
something.
quick.
How to write haikus. Honestly, I'm glad I took a poetry class. At least it's not French. Mr. Poe, teacher, if
I'm
you're somehow
stressing.
watching this, thanks for teaching me stuff. I need to
We're
give
on
a
a
big
timer
thanks
now.
to my friend Cypherden who helped color some of the pictures. She's a pretty cool dude. You should check her out. I never figured out the solution to that riddle. I guess I'm not a real man, Mr. Poe, if you're watching, I'm sorry I called you depressed. You just always sounded tired and annoyed. Well, okay, I probably sounded exactly the same when I was in your class. Mr. Poe, it was a great class, okay? It was way better than French. Thanks for watching, everyone.
really
I'm
didn't like
excited
French.
for VidCon, and I hope to see you there, and wear
Your
your
seatbelt.
seatbelt.
Alright, guys.
That rhymed, sorta, and it's ironic, because this is about poetry. Whatever.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's running out of time. What do we say? What do we do?
Are you okay? Calm down. I think we're fine.
I love the video. It was a good video.
Oh my gosh. Making me lose focus on what I was trying to say. Poetry is where we're at.
I never had a poetry class.
I've never done a puzzle / riddle like that.
I have done those, but I was thinking about logic puzzles.
Oh, okay.
I love logic puzzles.
Yeah.
I'd be that weird kid in the class that played logic puzzles on the computer.
I feel like I'd be terrible because I can't even come up with an answer for the question that he asked about digging a hole. I don't.
Dig a hole, dig a hole.
I think my answer would probably be relatively the same as his, though. But I don't know, because I, though, for one, really, really enjoy poetry. That's, like, one of my favorite things to do while
just rap.
Yeah, you know how much I enjoy rap.
Rhymes and poems. Rap.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of people don't like
I didn't know that was a class. I mean, it's normally just put in
into
English class.
Yeah. No, but recently I know that, like, in high school where we went to, they're taking out a lot of the poetry. Like, not teaching it.
Why?
So, like...
We got too many rappers. We need to cut it.
Yeah, so, like...
I'm so nervous about this camera.
No.